All right. So the main thing, right? I think red side comp is quite strong. I want to point that out, right? They can keep Casio at a distance, right? But this game is very swingy because if there is ever a situation where these three champs are first on objective and you need to face check through Kled and Casio, these guys are winning super, super hard, right? That is what is the most important thing, right? I don't think Casio fits so well here, but they're picking Casio for the sake of potentially having a matchup into Jace. That's how I viewed it, you know? The issue that I've spotted, right, with the likes of Victor, right now in the current meta, and the same thing can be true for Azir, and a lot of the other mages, Orianna, while they are very happy to buy Archangel, I feel like the champions that are buying Roa, Archangel, I think on third item, they will be weaker versus different Mythic and Archangel. On third item, they will get Void, Decap, right? And I think the issue is, if you're playing against a champion that buys Road of Ages, Archangel, they're just stronger than you just for a large portion of the game. And usually, if you get first Drake, second Drake, third Drake, you can curve that out into a victory. The value of dragons right now in terms of the stat allocation is insanely strong. So it's like, even though Azir can do fine, right, and so forth, like here's Azir's band, right, here they pick Victor. Like, Victor's pacing in a game is rather slow. I'm not a big fan of Casio into Victor, but if the pacing of the game is a bit too quick, Victor falls behind, right, and he doesn't want to fight so much. Both junglers did 3 camps and now they're crossing into mid. Here, this is a very common timer, right? Why is this timer so important? Because both mid laners are contesting for level 3 here. This is always a big point in time where something climactic is going to happen, because both laners, whoever reaches level 3 first here, usually is controlling. Sometimes it's very lopsided, right, where one side is clearly dominant and the other isn't, and then it's like, it doesn't matter. But here, both laners are contesting super hard for this. A very important detail here is that Maokai places a sapling in the bush. Caps is hovering, so Caps has vision on bottom side, so he's hovering into bottom side. I don't know why Victor here goes melee range with Casio. Like here Niski actually really griefs. Like, he makes this trade so extended, and Caps gets to fight back a lot here. Elioya goes on the moment he sees a sapling. And of course, this is the moment Caps won the situation on mid, and he is now level 3. Here Caps is level 3, as we talked about before. Niski tried to make him burn HP, and this plant, this like sapling just won the game. This sapling was crazy. And then of course this E-flash is very easy to predict. It's like, you just know he's going to do it, so Caps flashes over it, and it's brilliantly played. Brilliantly played. Here Mad, they're looking for a trap, which is a very common play, but G2 is taking it easy and playing accordingly. They're checking all the bushes. Yike is going to drop his saplings. Here Caps is assuming, you know, this is a little blind spot. It's like, this is a big risk, what Mad Lions is doing, right? But they're in game conditions where they need to take risk, right? They are really far behind. This game is really over, right? On 4th Drake, it's GG. They need to find something, and this is a big juicy shutdown. 600 Gs with 150 assist gold. Like, that's a lot of gold, you know? G2 need to make sure that they check all of these bushes to secure Caps. If they spot Mad Lions not basing here, what's going to happen is they're going to get chased all the way out and they're going to lose tier 2. And they're going to lose their whole side, right? But Mad Lions is taking a big risk here. 600 Gs, baby. And Caps is taking it easy, he's waiting. But here, in all honesty, I think Maokai should have thrown a sapling into this bush. Something, they should have thrown some spells into here, right? But they decided to secure Varus first, which is also kind of natural, right? Like, either way, if they're securing Varus first, Casio needs to wait, and then they secure him after, right? And then that's fine. Here Caps is very tanky. There's the Road of Ages with Archangel, you know, he's a beast. Here comes the Root Sandstorm. Caps is queuing, and then Hilly tried to find the lethal, didn't happen. And then bada bing bada boom, the game is over. And yeah, the Gragas combo was kind of nasty. That was no Wunder combo. He basic attacked in between. That has been nerfed. Like in season 5 or 6, I think. Very hard game to play. This game is completely lost and over, of course. G2, they can like start Nash and turn with just a few. Like, this is very easy for them to finish. No problem at all. Yeah, Mad is not bad. It's just G2 is on another level. That's plain and simple. And it's like, I think that Mad probably could have performed better and did some things better, but you know, the stress and the anxiety of playing against G2, it's just a completely different team. Yeah, everything that Mad is doing is just reeks of desperation, is because that's all they have. What can I offer you on this fine day? I have desperation, and then I have some more desperation in the back, and some desperation under the table too. Here I thought, I thought that G2 completely got lost in the sauce here, because they blind pick Kled. The issue is, they blind pick Kled. Kled's biggest nightmare is Fiora. So that means most of the time you have to send Kled mid. Like, playing Kled into Fiora is suicide. Playing Kled into Sejuani Fiora is even bigger suicide. They first pick Varus, they give up Dragoon, and then on 4-5, it's like they went Samira on 3, which isn't super exciting either, into Fiora, Sejuani showing. Like, can be fine into Varus, but Varus is a very strong lane AD carry, right? And then they picked Jarvan on 4 without support showing. They banned Thresh and Renata. Enemy blind picks Braum, right? I don't think Braum is that great into Samira, but it's fine into Michael Jarvis and also fine into Braum. The best support into Samira specifically is Alistar. But if you pick Alistar, when Gragas is showing, Gragas can go support. So this is what they're scared about, right? Gragas into Alistar is good for Dragoon. So they go Cassio because they just want to make sure that they have strong champions into the Kled. So they went Fiora, Cassio into Kled showing. Which gives the enemy an opportunity now to choose, where do we send the Kled? Another layer of it, right, is here. You can also send Gragas into Fiora. That's one thing, right? I think that's a decent matchup. You go Kled blind, and then you go Samira X. You know, that's one thing. Finally decide to go Kled mid blind, Jarvan. Like this bottling combo, bro. I don't think it's that great. And then they pick Jax into Fiora. Like, Jax here gets some value, right? Like, Jax is playing into Braum, into Sejuani. They have passives that stack. You get good value on E. Fine matchup into Fiora. Jax pick is fine here. Like, Kled just will have a hard time regardless this game. And I think that at least when Kled goes mid, he can get supported by his friends. And if he gets supported by his friends and Kled gets ahead, he is very frustrating to deal with. Alright, so now here's Yike. And Sejuani just did a full clear into top, and she had no fucking clue. It's like, they had no idea this was a possibility, by the way. No possibility. Like, with the way these guys discuss the lane, it's like, oh, we slow push, we win the lane. And now, Hansama and Mickey are the ones crashing a big-ass wave bot. That's why I thought it was so weird that Kazi based. But what happens here is that Gragas is in position, and these guys have no sums by their own play. And this is where the game takes a very negative turn. Because this Jarvan that somehow, the Jarvan Samira that were in a very tough matchup already are in a situation where the game is over. Very easy to EQ that, of course. EQing that is fucking free because they don't have flash, don't have anything. Niski gets 1, but Sejuani was full clearing at the top, and it's like they didn't expect this dive to be able to happen. It's like, you have no sums. What the fuck happened to you? Kazi based for nothing? What happened to you? He based to buy a potion. Niski flash for it? Bro, if I go all the way bot there and I don't fucking get the kill, it's so bad for the game. But here, he passive autos, EQ, W. I think he auto-W'd. Can you E then W to proc it? No. You have to W then E, because E is the only thing you're allowed to do during your W. Right? You can't basic attack during your W. And the game is over, guys. The game is fucking lost. Alright. Gragas first pick, I liked it. I think this was stonks. I think these are good red side bans. I thought that they would open Ashe, and I thought they would ban Vi. They went Vi 1-2. I think they have to. I think the Vi plus Gragas was the neck breaker against Koi. This was a neck breaker composition. They made sure to deny that at all costs, and this is Yike's first Vi game of the season, and they're doing it to deny the combo. Heimerdinger is locked in. In this particular spot, right, they were locking Heimerdinger because they're in a state of mind where Hilly wants to play melee supports. The Raven is out, Varus is out, they lock Heimerdinger. Okay. They are thinking the enemy team wants to play melee supports. I thought it was kind of weird that they went for this, right? Because I thought that they were gonna go Zeri, Lulu straight off the bat here. I thought that was what they're going to do, but they went Wukong Jace, which is also understandable, right? They pick these two together and then they have Wu, and then they drop bot. Here I thought once again they're gonna go Lulu, but on stream I caught it right before it was locked in that Yuumi is actually good here. Why is Yuumi actually good here? Because Sivir, Heimerdinger, they cannot pressure Zeri and Yuumi enough. Yuumi is a lot weaker in lane phase, but she scales still very, very well. And she has good champions to attach to, right? Wukong and Zeri. Here Yuumi is very weak in lane, but Yuumi is very strong in this game. Basically, what has been nerfed with Yuumi? Her base stats, her W adaptive force, this is called AF, and then E AP scaling on the move speed, right? But the thing is, the ult is still really OP. The ult is very strong. The ult is very strong. The W adaptive force is still very strong, and the E is still very strong. But she's much weaker in lane. Yuumi was such a big problem in pro play because Yuumi was actually a strong laner. She's just a strong laner. That was her biggest problem. And now this is a good spot because Heimerdinger has only one target to harass, right? That's already a big boon for him. She can sustain any poke, and all of these things are very big positives. Here though, it's like BB, he has his ward on blue and it ran out because he placed the ward level 1. His next ward is on level 4, I mean minute 4, and he is unable to crash the wave. I don't know what's going on top. Because it's like here he's level 3 and it's on the cannon wave. I don't know if Chase is thinned it out enough, what happened. I don't know how he managed his wave. But being in this spot here is very awkward considering he knows his jungle is pathing into bot. And I don't know what the plan was. It's like, I think the fact that BB, it's like wave 1, 2, 3. He was pushing. Then he got level 2 first. And then he couldn't crash 3. He couldn't. Chasey, I think he froze it. But then his ward runs out. And then Elioya will be topside. And then he needs to crash the wave, but he can't. So I don't know. I don't know how he managed his wave. But this is like really bad. Here, I think Wukong needs to base. Wukong needs to base, I think, and he needs to go bot to save his bot. Giga scared. Caps can just hover for the top play. Because yeah, Broken Blade is afraid of it. He was channeling recall. And now Talia is hovering. They're afraid. Talia is not showing on mid wave. Niski has complete shit conditions on mid. And now he gets dove. Niski TPs. But look how much he's losing. Like now Zeri is completely out of the game. And then they're diving the Olaf. Like Caps could have hovered for this too, right? He just went back into mid. They just didn't think that Wukong would have stayed this long. Like Caps thinks there's no way in hell Wukong stayed top for that long. Why does he ever walk up as Zeri there? Because they're calling, I have Gragas TP. That's what they're calling. They're calling it. I promise you they're calling it. Like this is so disastrous, okay? First, Mickey is fucking smurfing it, okay? They are actually hovering, they can't get dove, they're defending. Mad Lions, Elioya is here, Niski Baba is here, everybody's here and they die. It's a disaster. This is a situation where they are 5 men on both sides of the map. Like Olaf is farming at tier 2, you know? And they get a kill. Man, Mickey. I have to say, like, after rewatching this, I think Mickey is 100% MVP, man. It's insane. It's insane how good he played, man. Insane, dude. He's so good, dude. Oh, wow, Mickey. So, Gragas is trapping Talia, but he's doing it completely on his own. Like, Niski went rogue. I really didn't like this from Niski. Like, Niski is going rogue here. I understand what he's looking for, because he's stronger than Talia on side, but my man's going sicko mode here. Niski flash troll, he's flashing the W of Talia. That was really well placed, so I don't think it was necessarily troll. But of course, it's like here, like if the play ends here, it's genius. If the play ends here, and Niski survives this, he already like did plenty of damage. But the issue is, it's like Zeri is so far. Zeri's doing Raptors. She's doing midwave, and then like they're extending this fight. Like sure, Olaf shows on bot wave, so it's 4v4 topside, right? But it's a very sweaty play. Like honestly, it's so fucking sweaty. It's like insanely sweaty. The enemy doesn't have damage because the E runs out and there's no W. Then Zeri keeps pushing instead of coming. I'm not sure. And then like Chasey plays it bad here too. It's like it's hard to blame Niski, you know? Because in the end, it's like let's see what information Niski has. So he didn't see Civ, he didn't see Heimerdinger, he didn't see Vi. Zeri, I don't know why Zeri just doesn't right-click to this situation. I think how much they burn for... Like how much they burn for Heimerdinger here. Like Heimerdinger just wasted the enemy Yumi ult, enemy Wukong ult on his own. Like Wukong is just completely distracted, right? But he killed Heimerdinger in the end. And then they had Chasey and CA2. Like Chasey and CA2, like Chasey just runs it down here, gets W'd, Caps kills him. And then G2 can just flash in and get things going. A lot of things went wrong here for Mad, honestly. Like they had multiple chances to save it because of how strong they are. So in hindsight, I can't blame Nisqy only for this. It's just that it looks like Nisqy is playing a very risky game by looking to trap the Talia there, which I don't think was necessary in the game at all. Yeah, Mad Lions here, it's like Mad Lions done goofed. It's like they didn't clear the vision and then they just start Nash. And then Talia was always hovering in Vision's pockets that they had. It's like this entire sequence really highlights how good G2 is at punishing mistakes. So what they're trying to do is they know they can't contest mid. So they're trying to fuck whoever is going into topside. But Mad Lions pushed them out and then they walked into here. And now they know just because the enemy is in this quadrant, Talia and Vi are backing up. But they are staying in these pockets. And they're making sure they're always in fog. So once again, G2 here are just hovering in the pockets. Caps is just always hovering in the vision pocket. And they're trying to make this entry for Mad Lions as hard as possible. And Caps is trying to get some HP removed from the HP bars. Now there's one more ward here. Talia avoids it. And then the enemy here, it's like once again, Caps is playing in the vision pocket. That's so important. This entire sequence, 2 minutes of gameplay, Caps and Vi are just hovering in the vision pocket. In reality, Mad Lions are super winning here, but they skip the step of clearing the vision. And they didn't place any wards in this side of the area, nothing here to create a circumstance where the enemy is pushed out completely. And once again, Caps is playing in the pocket. And now he gets a huge W, right? This is like the enemy. At the same time, right? Mad Lions know that they have vision over everything here. The only thing that can happen to them is that they get comboed in this pocket. But that's why this pink ward placement is so good. There's like every good support and every good player is gonna always put the Nash pink in this spot. What happens here for Mad Lions? They need to back off all the way and they need to base in fog. G2 can leverage by starting Nash, but Elioya is straight up trolling here. Like these recalls are so bad because G2 know this is their moment to strike. These two are chunked, HP bars low. They need to push them out. They want to create a fight here. Why is that pink so good? Because it's the deepest point of the Nash pit. And also you can put a green ward on top of the pink. Sometimes people put pink wards here too, it doesn't spot this ward. So once again here, Caps is fishing, because this is G2's time to fish. And the fact that it kills Elioya here, because he has Death's Dance and is ticking, is so big for the game, guys. Really big. Fucking Caps just won the whole game here with this 3-minute sequence. Beautiful, man. Beautiful sequence. It's just the issue is like, look how far forward they are posturing when Gragas is on bot wave. They already got the wave. They don't need to posture at all. Like once again, it's the same, right? Zeri can be here, hitting the wave. Jace can be here. Wukong can be here. And all is good. And now they get walled off. And in Burning Flash here, in preparation, it's like losing sums here is so detrimental. Because sure, Heimerdinger ulted, Sivir ulted, Olaf ulted. But this window is perfect for them to use shit. Perfect window for them to throw all of their garbage, because they will, of course, have it all up. And now Jace has no flash. That's the only thing that won't be up. Honestly, it looks like kind of G2's inting here, no? This looks very bad for G2. Like, they need to wait for the enemy to start Drake. Hansama choosing where to kite to is very brilliant here. But G2 is kind of in trouble here, man. Yeah, Yumi needs to jump to Elioya for sure here. He needs to jump to Elioyo. Like he's just giving AD to you like he's giving AD to Jace, right? Because he's poking. But here just the issue is like JC is trying to participate, but they spot him, and it's like he needed to kite here. He needed to kite here and play like that, right? But he's in the wrong spot, and Yumi is there too with him. Yumi gets griefed here by Jace. Jace fucks up. And the game is over. It's over. No, I think this engagement Heimerdinger was winning, by the way. I think he was winning. The Gragas ult was just wasted.